Stellantis, one of the biggest car companies in the world, has run into serious trouble, and nobody thought it would be this bad. The CEO shared news about a huge loss, and it's not just about losing money, it's about a plan that might be falling apart from the inside. What really caused this problem? Was it bad planning, global changes, or something hidden for a long time? With factories slowing down and strong competition, things are getting worse quickly, and people are now asking big questions about the future of the car industry. What really caused this collapse? Was it poor planning, global shifts, or something deeper that's been hidden under the surface? From factory slowdowns to fierce competition, things are getting messy fast, and it's raising some serious questions about the future of the entire auto industry.
Worried. Emotionally, it's very hard because there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, we got 3,000 members in that Brampton assembly plant, 1,000 plus members that supply that plant and the parts supplier.
The first half of 2025 brought a very big shock for Stellantis, one of the biggest car companies in the world. The company shared some bad news. It lost $2.3 billion, which is around $2.7 billion. This loss came from many problems, especially weak sales in North America, canceled car programs, and new U.S. tariffs under President Trump's trade policies that added $300 million in costs. In the second quarter of 2025, Stellantis saw a big drop in its global shipments. The company shipped 6% fewer vehicles compared to the same time last year. The situation was even worse in North America, where shipments dropped by 25%. This was a major hit, especially since North America is usually a strong market for Stellantis. Even though the company is struggling, there was one small bright spot. Jeep and Ram, two of Stellantis' well-known brands, saw a 13% increase in retail sales in the US. This growth helped a little bit and gave hope that all is not lost. Stellantis also said that it spent a lot of cash in the first half of the year. The company burned through $2.3 billion in cash and took on $3.3 billion in pre-tax charges. These charges came from canceling car programs that weren't making money and from restructuring the company. Stellantis had to make some tough choices, like cutting jobs and stopping certain vehicles that were not selling well. In May 2025, Antonio Filosa took over as CEO, replacing Carlos Tavares. Now, all eyes are on Filosa. He is facing a lot of pressure to fix things, especially in the U.S. market. People are waiting to see if he can bring new and better cars that American customers want to buy. No predictions for the rest of the year. Earlier in April, Stellantis said it would not give a full-year financial forecast. That means the company is not ready to say how the rest of the year will go. This move worried analysts and investors. However, the company did release early figures now to help people understand where things stand and what to expect next. Turning to hybrids and gas-powered giants. To bounce back, Stellantis is now focusing on new hybrid models and big internal combustion engine (ICE) vehicles. These cars may help attract more buyers, especially in places where people still prefer gas-powered vehicles over electric ones.
They're down. They've been down considerably over the last year. They're down projected to be down another 25% in North America this half, which is, absolutely terrible for an automaker, especially Stellantis, which lives on volume. They need to sell these vehicles, but at the moment, they're sitting on dealer lots.
In Europe, Stellantis launched a new line of small cars called Smart Car in the B segment. These cars are getting some attention. In fact, shipments of these models went up by 45% in just one quarter. This shows that some of the company's new ideas may be working in Europe. The problems at Stellantis are not just about numbers, they affect dealers too. With the big drop in North American shipments and production, dealers may not have enough vehicles to sell. This could lead to empty lots and unhappy customers. The main reason for the fall is the U.S. tariffs and the fact that many of Stellantis' models are getting old and not very popular. On the other hand, Stellantis is now focusing more on Jeep, Ram, and hybrid cars. If these brands continue to perform well, dealers could see better sales and more people coming into showrooms. But this depends on how fast the company can bring in new and exciting vehicles. Dealers should keep a close eye on Stellantis's next moves. They should follow the company's strategy on where it gets vehicles from, how it prices them, and what kind of discounts or offers it gives. These things will decide how well dealers can manage sales in the second half of 2025. Shipments drop across the globe. Stellantis lost 2.3 billion, 2.7 billion in the first half of 2025. That's a big financial hit. The company also burned 2.3 billion in cash, showing deep financial stress. New U.S. tariffs added 300 million in costs and made things worse. North American shipments dropped 25%, which is a serious problem for a company that relies on that market. Jeep and Ram retail sales grew by 13%, giving a small piece of good news. Stellantis is shutting down car programs that are not doing well and cutting costs. The new CEO, Antonio Filosa, needs to fix U.S. operations fast. Stellantis is betting on hybrid cars and big gas cars to bounce back. In Europe, small smart cars are doing well, with shipments up 45%. Dealers might face more vehicle shortages for the rest of 2025. This is not just another car company story. Stellantis owns many famous brands, like Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, Fiat, and Peugeot. When a company this big starts to struggle, it can shake up the whole auto industry. Car buyers, factory workers, suppliers, and dealers are all affected. If Stellantis can't recover fast, it might fall behind in the global car race. Competitors like Toyota, Ford, and Tesla are moving quickly with electric and hybrid cars. Stellantis needs to catch up or risk losing more ground.
The industry is changing fast. We know the workplace is evolving very quickly. We didn't want to lock ourselves into a long-term agreement. It's a one-year agreement, so we can address the issues in the short term and then get back to the bargaining table in due course to fix the problems that are going to rise over the course of the next.
The new U.S. tariffs introduced by President Trump are a big part of the problem. These tariffs increase the cost of bringing cars and parts into the U.S., especially for companies like Stellantis that rely on global supply chains. That extra 300 million in costs made a bad situation even worse. Another problem is that many Stellantis vehicles are outdated. Buyers want newer technology, better fuel economy, and smarter features. If a company doesn't upgrade fast, customers move on to other brands. Stellantis is now trying to fix that by canceling old models and focusing on fresh ideas. When a car company cuts programs and loses money, it often leads to job cuts. Workers in factories, offices, and even dealers could feel the pain. Restructuring means changing how the company works, and that often includes layoffs or moving jobs to other places. What the second half could bring? The second half of 2025 will be very important for Stellantis. If the new hybrid and large gas-powered vehicles do well, and if Jeep and Ram keep growing, the company could recover. But if sales continue to drop and costs stay high, more bad news may come. CEO Antonio Filosa will need to act fast. He must win back customers in North America, keep momentum in Europe, and stay ahead of rivals in the global car market. This is a hard job, and the pressure is high. Stellantis is going through one of its toughest times. A 2.3 billion loss, falling sales, new tariffs, and outdated cars have all combined into a big problem. But with a new CEO, a focus on better products, and some hope from Jeep, Ram, and smart cars, there is still a chance for a comeback. Everyone from workers to dealers to car buyers will be watching closely to see if Stellantis can turn things around before it's too late. And that's how it all unfolded. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to tap that subscribe so you never miss an update.